Good evening and welcome to the SRL Round 1 live from Donington Park. I am James Parfitt and I'm going to be joined in the booth this evening by Daan. Pepels is going to join me here for this, what plans to be an absolute epic evening of racing here tonight. We've got 28 cars on track. And trust me, 28 cars racing down into Redgate. Turn 1 here is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Mark Draker, sup boys? Sup mate? Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget guys as well, you can subscribe to the channel. Both channels are on the SRL TV and the JPB YouTube channel. And you can subscribe, give the video a big old thumbs up, turn on the bells for notifications. Now the layout, as you can see, does not involve the hairpin there at the top end of the circuit, the opposite side to the start finish line, but it is still 3.16 kilometers here tonight, and what it plans on being, well, we will only see, but it is absolutely going to provide incredible racing, as always the SRL does there as well. I think it's time to bring the one, the only, the Mr. Daan Pepels into the booth. Good evening, Daan. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, James. I'm doing very well at the moment. I have to say, of course, love to be back for the SRL GR86 League. And of course, the last time I can remember was the media day we did at, I think, can't remember the track now, somewhere in Japan, I think. Okayama. Yeah, there we go. Okayama was the track. And that was an absolute spectacle. Now, the start of a championship, James, you always want to start well, don't you?
You do, ideally, but it's not saying you're going to. We do have 28 cars on track. Format this evening, qualifying will be 3 lone laps, and then you have 2 20-minute heats with a top 15 reverse for Heat 2. So Heat 2 will be a top 15 reverse. We do have places available, guys. Don't forget you can get yourselves involved as well. And with the drop weeks, you will still be in the championship contendership, of course, as well. So all links are down in the descriptions below the videos. So you can click on and join in if you really feel that this is something that you want to be a part of. It is an incredible league and races every Friday with a GR86 and the TCR League, which we cover both on the JPB YouTube channel. So it's something, Dan, that we're going to be looking forward to. You say you want to be off to a great start, but it is round 1. The nerves, the excitement, the anxiety all kicks in, and then you kind of hopefully don't want to get it wrong. And, you know, we've been watching practice, and there's been a few people getting it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. The thing also is you don't really know where you stack up in the field. Of course, everyone is using the same car, so it really is the driver making the difference. So you don't really know where you stack up in the field. You of course set your expectations at the beginning of the season, but those expectations are usually, at least from what I found, not where you stack up in the field. You either are a little bit higher or a little bit lower than what you usually expect. So yeah, I think expectations are going to have to be adjusted by the drivers here after this round. Of course, at the moment, we can see that in practice, Daan Mold is leading the way.
He is on a 1:16.956, doing somewhat better than he was when we were watching him a minute ago, as he did spin a few times as well. So Daan Mold there as well, setting it up, putting it on the front row with John Brown behind him. There is John in second, and Jack Johns, of course, the RLTC League owner here tonight for the GR86 as well, putting it in 3rd place. It should be an interesting one between them 3 if it stays as it is. Currently at the moment, Roger Morton is also in here. There he is. Roger Morton, David Smith, Alan Brown, Craig Waters, VJ Rayner, Callum Milam, Carl Fleet, Alan McCain is also here this evening, and Mark Brown is another one that has joined us on track. So be prepared, it's going to be absolutely epic. And as I say, if you do want to get yourselves involved after you watch the racing, all links will be down in the description below. And there is one, Mr. John Brown. Okay, Dan, so we've got 2 tricky points of the circuit. One, turn 1, and the other one is a chicane. Now, we saw an absolute flyer over the chicane at the end of the straight.
Yeah. Well, that chicane, of course, to kind of make the track limits there, or make the own natural track limits, they put, you can see, sausage curbs on the inside and the outside of the chicane, mostly inside. So if you do hit those sausage curbs in the wrong way, because you do want to use them in some way to gain those valuable last tenths, but if you do hit them in the wrong way, you are going to be round and you are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and it was Alan Brown, actually, who went flying over them sausage curbs and literally launched himself off the other side. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep it on track for the duration of this race as well, because I think that it's going to be leading to somewhat of an absolute epic evening of racing, and one that I can't wait for. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I just hope these drivers can keep it clean here tonight, because the last thing we really want is for a big sort of dose of collision fest, which I'm sure won't happen, but it is something that might always happen, and obviously, you know, we want to be a little bit careful. So let's see how they get on. But 28 GR86 was rushing down into Redgate turn 1. Yeesh.
Yeah, yes. That's got to be exciting.
I think that's an understatement, to be fair, I think.
The biggest understatement of the evening so far. But, you know, talking about this chicane that Alan Brown has just gone through, to be honest, for me, it looked quite funny, his incident that he had at the chicane. He clipped the left front tire on the inside of the second part of that chicane, the sausage curb, and he spun backwards, and now it isn't usual to see someone spin and end up further back on the track than he was just 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, it was quite interesting to watch, to be fair. Definitely enthusiastic moment and an enthusiastic spin. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be one that's going to be here as well. We are going to be going out of practice in about a minute's time before we move into qualifying, which will be 3 lone laps qualifying. So be prepared here as well. It's going to be 3 lone laps, and one that is going to try and test, I believe, the patience of some of these drivers, because it is going to be difficult, should we say, I think, as well. You know, one that's definitely going to be up for, you know, how can I put it? How can I put it, Dan, in a polite way? It's going to be trying. Let's just put it this way. We've got Phil across the pond. Welcome in as well. Callum Milam here as well. First league race. So let's go, Callum. Robert Stotton. Good luck, Callum. His first time in SRL. Keep it up on the... Keep it on the get stuff. Love from Triple P, brother.
I think he means grey with that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as well. But let's see how we get on and there as well. But welcome in, Phil. Thank you so much for joining us, as you always do, as we are at the end of practice before we go into qualifying. Well, I don't know how this one's going to turn out. There's a couple of places that I'm scared about. The run up into Coppice there in front of us. Turn 1 is easily to be able to drift wide in Redgate, and turn 9 and 10. And we've only got them 10 corners, Dan. What do we think is likely to happen? Do we think it's likely to be a crash fest? Do we think it's likely to be, well, civil?
It all depends on where the drivers are going to be starting. Of course, we're going to have a top 15 reverse in the second race, which means that the top 15 from race 1 will be reversed. And so, well, the driver who finished first in race 1 will be starting 15th in race 2, which will shake things up. That will make things interesting for race 2. But here in qualifying, only 3 laps, James, not more. So you're going to have to use them. If you run an off track in your first lap, you genuinely only have 2 laps left, which will mean that for a good banker lap, you only have lap 2, and then you have really 1 last push lap. So I think we're going to see a lot of drivers, well, put in the banker lap, a lap that they know that they at least have a time, and then maybe really go for it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They've got to be looking at what they can and cannot do, and I think from their point of view, they've got to be trying to go for it, but of course be sensible, being that it's the first race of the season. They don't want to be overdoing it on the first race, because otherwise it could just go completely wrong. And I think from their point of view, they've got to be looking at getting some points on the board and keeping it on track. You know, I think that's going to be the most important thing. We're going to have a look at a lap here with Roger Morton. Yeah, Gray got really cold hands, says Robert. As he goes all the way to the left, he's going to be on the brakes. We're going to be into turn one. There we go, here's through turn one is Roger Morton, dropping down the hill, through the crane of curves we go, and then we're going to be going left at the base as we're coming into the old hairpin here on board, and then we're going to go right, there we go, off up the hairpin on that run, up under Starkey's Bridge there in front of us, and we're going to be going left up the hill, long looping left-hander round to McLean's. On the slight little dab down through the gears we go. He's got to keep it on track. It does want to try and kill him. And then on that run up into Coppice, which is the blind right-hander. You can't actually see the curb till about now. Then you turn it in, and on the gas he goes for Roger Morton. Full flat all the way down the back straight before we lead into 9 and 10. 7 minutes on the clock. And Roger Morton is going to come across the line and set his first lap very shortly. Down through, on the brakes he goes. Got to be careful of the curb, got to be careful of the curb. There he goes, he takes a nice clean exit, keeps it to the right-hand side. Crowther's sitting on top at the moment on a 1:17.44. What is Morton going to do? He goes into 10th on a 1:18. Definitely a difficult one there for Roger Morton, Dan. You know, it's a tough one. The scores are coming in thick and fast, so let's just give them a minute to settle down, and then we will pick up people on their next lap. Jack Johns is another one, of course, doing a lap. Oh, blimey, he takes a lot of curb there, Dan.
Yeah, he did. Well, for Roger Morton, there's a lot more time to find into 7 McLean's, because he was, well, very twitchy going into there on the brakes. So the car tried to kill him multiple times into there. So a lot of time to be gained in that specific corner for Roger Morton, but we're looking at the man in P3 at the moment. Not too bad of a first lap time. I expected these times to be a lot slower, these first lap times. So yeah, the drivers have definitely exceeded my expectations for the first lap. So that's only going to be, well, exciting for the next lap. 17.4 at the moment, pole position time. 3/10 off.
Go quicker. He's going to go quicker.
Is he?
17.6. Yeah, he still went quicker though, even though it was like minimal. Let's see what John Brown's up to as he comes across the line, goes on a 1:18.043. Times are flickering like crazy at the bottom. Alexander Longo is another one. Dan Wareham in 4th place currently at the moment, goes across the line. Where is Wareham going to fit? Goes second. Mould goes first. Carl Fleet setting greens as well. VJ Rayner, another one with greens. Alan McCain is also got greens on the board as well. There is Alan. Let's see what he's going to be able to do as he's coming round Coppice now on that run down into the hairpin. Into the chicane, sorry, here this evening. So what can McCain do? As he's waiting for a time, Dan. He hasn't got time yet.
Right, I think we went on board with Roger Morton in the first lap. You can really see how much you use those sausage curbs for lap time. Across the line for Alan. And he's going to pop himself up into P7. That's not too bad on a 17.9. Eric Ronneberg, though, on a quicker one as well. He's purple in Sector 2. We're watching him at the moment. At the moment, he's in P3 on a 1:17.4. Doesn't need a lot. About a 10th.5 for him to jump up into pole position. Is he going to get that, though? Not quite.
Goes quicker, 1:17.4. 1:17.4. Alexander Longo in 18th. He's going to come across the line very, very shortly. Eugene Webber. Carl Fleet in 26th. There's another man that's coming across the line. He's green on his time. Jono Johnson in there as well. Jono goes into 4th. Where does Carl Fleet go? Down in 26th at the moment. So Carl Fleet there. Ryan Dudley's done his times. Alexander Longo's done his. Jamie Dengal is, what is he going to be able to do? Elliot James is another one.
I love that livery.
Yeah, that's good, doesn't it?
I have to love it. Of all the things that you could put in the car, that was the last thing I expected.
Yeah, it's definitely bright and beautiful. Let's just put it that way. So Alexander Longo here in 19th place. How is he going to get on? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But thank you so much, everybody that's joined us on this Friday evening. Don't forget, guys, we have got so much going on the JPB YouTube channel tomorrow as well. We have got the IUOM qualifiers for their LAN in Hong Kong. That's tomorrow on ACC, 4 20-minute heats, and then we're going to have 2 finals. We've also got the VWSC happening with our very own Dan and Ewan O'Leary, and then we've got the Revival League for the 1950s F1 Belgium Grand Prix. That is on at 8 p.m. So we've got you covered all the way throughout the day, throughout your evening. So if you're looking for things to watch, there are quite a lot to pick from. So should be an interesting one. But then again, there's quite a lot all the way through the week next week. So, you know, get yourselves involved, innit? Subscribe, bells, and thumbs up. So, Eric Ronneberg's going purple here down in Sector 1, but he's gone yellow in Sector 2.
He doesn't need a lot, though. Like I said, only 1.5 tenths still for Ronneberg to improve to pole position. Was purple last time round in Sector 2, so he doesn't need to go a lot slower there. Maybe 2-3 thousandths is enough to put that yellow there. Purple Sector 1, yellow Sector 2. What he's going to do in Sector 3? The only sector where he hasn't had purple yet. He's going to get yellow there again. I don't think that's going to be a pole position lap time. And I don't think it's going to be an improvement too. He stays on a 117.459. Overcooks it slightly into the first turn. Here we look at where the line.
Right.
And he also doesn't improve.
Yeah. So there we go. That is the qualifying. Everybody's done their 3 laps. We will wait patiently for the results. Okay, Dan. Time. Who are you picking for the win?
Who am I picking for the win? Well, you have to go with, at the moment, with the, well, distinct lack of knowledge that we have to go, or at least I have to go with the pole sitter, Dan Mould, the one who has proven to be very quick. Could be a close battle, though, because the gap for pole position is not a lot. It's about a tenth to Wareham in P2. And then Ronneberg in P3 is another, well, 500s back from Wareham. So it's all very close at the top. But, well, I mean, you have to go with the pole sitter at the moment.
Let's see. Toxic Monkey. I'm still watching, he said. That's Jamie Dengal, of course. Alan Toon, good evening, my friends. Good evening to you. And VJ there as well. Go me, he said, as he's finishing in 23rd place. Not last, buddy. There's always a positive side of it. You got to look on the positives of it. And, of course, VJ there, well done to you, buddy. You're not at the back of the grid. And you've got a good opportunity to move forward. Just hold back on the start. Let them go into turn 1. Let them do wonderful things with each other. And then you can just come through and take all the places, VJ. All right?
Exactly.
That's what's going to, that's, you know, that's a good philosophy, isn't it?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And especially with, well, what, 29 cars that are in this session, 27 that have had or that have set a qualifying time. Well, 29 cars we're expected to rush into the first corner. That's going to be a lot.
Yeah, we've got Dan Mould on pole, Daniel Wareham in second, Eric Ronneberg third, John O. Johnson fourth, Mark Brown fifth, Jack Johns in sixth, Dick Craver seventh, Jason Morris eighth, Alan McCain in ninth, Fraser Garrity 10th, Eugene Webber in 11th, Craig Walters is in 12th place. And beyond that, Christopher Barnes in 13th, Richard Flutie in 14th, John Brown 15th, Stuart Gibbons 16th, Ryan Dudley 17th, Roger Morton 18th, Alexander Longo in 19th, Daniel Lewis in 20th, David Smith 21st, Jamie Dengal 22nd, VJ Rayner 23rd, Elliot James down in 24th, James Bostock in 25th, Alan Brown 26th, Carl Fleet 27th, Kieran Gannon, sorry Kieran, love you, in 28th, and Callum Milam in 29th place. Of course, Callum with his first ever league race here this evening. We do have a rolling start. You can see they're just on the hill of Coppice, which isn't ideal. Let's hope they can all go forward and not backwards, Dan, I think.
Well, these cars, not a lot of power, enough torque though. I hope to get out that hill, but of course, yeah, not the ideal position for these cars to start in. But hey, they're gonna get away. The pace car is gonna lead them off. We're gonna have a rolling start with, of course, Daan Mold starting them from pole position, where I'm on the front row with him, and it's gonna be exciting. Of course, all those cars rushing into turn 1 red gate. I'm excited.
You know what? I'm worried. I'm worried.
Are you?
Yeah, 2 reasons I'm worried. 1, turn 1's tough. 2, we're rolling. And that isn't because of the fact that these drivers are bad, because they're not, and I'm not saying that. So please don't sit there and come at me after this and DM me. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm worried that I know how chaotic rolling starts can be down into turn 1. But we are going to find that out very, very shortly. As they're rolling around the final chicane, the pace car is in. Daan Mold has already really stepped the gas on it. He's already gone. Daan Mold has gone already as we're leading down into turn 1 now. Mold is at the front of the field. What is going on in the middle? There it all is there. That's going to be happening. Jono Johnson and Jack Johns do not make contact. These guys are 3 wide further back. Alexander Longo, Roger Moore and David Smith there, and they're all through. Is everybody going to make it through turn 1? They do. Kieran Gallen's not on track. Callum Milam is not there either. Well, I don't know where Callum has gone. Where are you, Callum? There he is, at the back of the field there, but it is Daan Mold currently out in front of Heat 1 here for the SRL. Round 1, GR86 live from Donington Park. Everybody made it through cleanly, Dan. No issues whatsoever. That was amazing.
28 cars now going through McLean. A clean start though, and what helped is that Daan Mold, of course, started very early on, so the field was kind of spread out already before they got to turn 1. So that was one lucky thing that we had, of course, going into turn 1 red gate. Daan Mold now, though, under pressure, though, from Ronnenberg, the man who started P3, is now all over the back of Daan Mold. He's going to help him. He's going to push him a bit. And into the chicane. He can't make a move, doesn't want to make a move. Wants to just settle down, I guess, in these early stages of the race, James.
Yeah, it's getting very tight here as well with Jason Morris. Morris there has got Crowther in front. Garrity's on the left-hand side. He's leading down into turn 1. How is this one going to work out? And it's going to be Morris. Morris is going to hold it. VJ Rayner has unfortunately been off track and is now back in the pits. James Bustop battling away here with Alan Brown, Callum Milam and Carl Fleet. They're going around into turn 1. These guys are battling away nicely. Jack Johns, Mark Brown, Jono Johnson and Deck Crowther all battling it away for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. And we've got Jono Johnson, Jack Johns, a lot of Johns in 5th and 6th place currently at the moment.
Well, biggest gainers in the field is at the moment Elliot James up 4 positions. Most positions lost by Alexander Longo. He's into 27th and 8th positions down on where he started. Not the start he was hoping for. And he's going to have to work up some positions again. Because dropping down that many positions, I don't know what exactly happened to Alexander, but that doesn't seem to be something that you would lose on just straight up pace.
No, he went off track. He went off track, and unfortunately for him, he went down the order. Jack Johns, Mark Brown, John's flashing away. Oh, he knows I don't like it. I'm sure they do it on purpose now, because they know, from my point of view, flashing is just no. Just, Jack, stop it. Right.
It doesn't do anything, especially during the day. Like, the driver won't be able to see anything from it. So it's kind of useless. However, Jack Johnson on the outside. That was inevitable. That was inevitable. And, well, Mark Brown on the outside is off the track too.
Yeah. Somewhat. Yeah, that wasn't. We'll have a look back in that one in a minute and see there what went on. But it was, yeah, it was always going to be difficult 2 wide down in the old hairpin. I think that's what was going to cause the problem. There was never any chance that unfortunately was going to make it through cleanly, should we say. And it started about here.
It's a very quick corner, that one, and you can just see, just tag them on the left-hand side. That was just enough to just set Mark round in a spin, and nothing from that point he could do from it into the gravel. The only thing he could hope is that he didn't hit the barrier, which I think, James, luckily for him, he didn't do.
Yeah, Craig Walters, Alan McCann, Fraser Garrity, Eugene Webber battling it out. Then they come the two wide bunches as well. John Brown, Roger Morton. John's just gone up the inside of Roger Morton, leaning into turn one. They go. That car that is blinking there, I think, is Richard Flutie. I'm not too sure if he's aware.
Yeah, it is.
Jack John's making a little bit of rubbing contact there.
Not again. Jack Johnson must have had a bit of deja vu going into the old hairpin. Didn't want to do that again, and well, very smart that he backed out there, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't. Kept his nose out of that one, which was always good. Don't want to be involved in two incidents in the same place. Jono Johnson, Deck Crowther, 4th and 5th now. They're running nose to tail at the moment, and we can have a look and see on the way back what it looks like from their point of view as they're rushing down here. And there is Crowther. Oh,
mold off the track!
Molds off! Molds off! Your leader's gone. He out of here. Damn Mold.
Was there contact though, is my question with Mullenberg?
No, he's too far back, man. Look at that. He's miles away. There's no way you make contact with him. He's hit the curb. Oh, he's already lost it on entry.
Yeah. That's a weird one. I've never seen a driver lose it that early into the chicane. But yeah, unfortunate for him. Drops out of the lead and really wasn't under any pressure anymore.
Lead? Lead? He's down in 22nd place. He's all the way down, Dan. He literally sat there and waited.
Yeah, but he dropped out of the lead, didn't he?
Well, yes, I suppose.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that was what I was saying. McCain, though, in P6 with a big train behind him. Walters, well, everyone in it back to P13, where Fleety is.
Yeah, Eugene Webber. Here on the outside, he's just lost a place to Jack Johns. What's Jack going to be able to do with Chris Barnes? He's going to have him as well on the run down now. Here we go into the chicane. It's Johns on the left. And we've got it here. Is it going to work out? Barnes, well, how much defending you going to do? Not enough to stop Johns coming through. And Johns is now up into 9th. Ryan Dudley in 12th, climbing all over the back of Eugene Webber. Then we've got down here further Elliot James and Dave Smith. Then further back from that, Callum Milam. They're battling away with Alexander Longo. There's a lot going on here, but it is sitting here with Fraser Garrity. Kicking off then behind him with Jack Johns, Chris Barnes, Webber, Dudley, Flutie, Brown and Morton. All within about a second of each other currently at this moment in time. Dudley's looking quick, I'm not going to lie. Go on, Dudley, son. He's looking tasty here, up 5 places, Dan. He's flying.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. And that number 44 is now going to try and make his way past Webber. Can he do so, though, is the question. He's looking up the inside of McLean. Can't quite make it. And the number 777 is just ahead. 717, sorry. Now he has the inside, though, for Coppes. A tricky corner to go through side by side, but still they make it work. And that is Ryan Dudley through into P11, making great headway.
Ryan Dudley there. There is Webber. You can see how close he is. Backs off. Oh, John Brown mixing it up behind him. There is Brown. There is Morton on the left-hand side as they guys run down into turn 1. Morton's on the left there with a result across his screen. John, of course, in the SRL livery. Flutie is having some internet issues here. Is this going to open the door up for Elliot James? Is Brown going to not only not be able to get Morton, is he going to lose a place to James? We've got 11 minutes on the clock. Garrity, James now all the way up behind the back end of John Brown.
Oh,
contact! Smith.
Oh, no. Too late in the brakes.
Yeah, Longo had his own there as well. But that was Smith. Smith and James, I think if we was to look on the nose of James, you will see there was, or David Smith, there was contact. Yeah, we're literally inside there, unfortunately. Look at that, well inside. So there we go. Craig Waters having a tasty battle with Fraser Garrity. We've still got Ronenberg out in front by about 7/10. John Johnson in third, Crowder fourth, Morris fifth, McCain sixth, Waters seventh, Gary eighth, Johns in ninth. Here, and he's trying to catch up to the back of Garrity and Waters. Gary's looking up the inside there in the blue and white. It's contact!
Oh, no.
Lot of contact. Oh, Craig Waters and Garrity. And that's put Johns right alongside Barnes again. This battle has resumed, of course. Johns with a flashing of the headlights. Just a taste. Well, I've decided, Dan, I think that's just a friendly hello.
Yeah, at this point he's doing it continuously. So I don't think it is really what you think it is. But, you know.
Dan, it's a friendly hello.
Yeah, it's a friendly hello. He just had to say hello and sorry for earlier.
Yeah, that was exactly what the problem was. Ryan Dudley, Roger Morton, John Brown, these guys having this epic freeway battle here as well. Johns is going to make the move on Barnes up further up the road. The battle for 7th place. Johns makes it through. Now this is where it's going to get tasty. Dudley, Morton, Brown and Brown. Brown with an E, Brown without an E. And what colour do you still get, Dan?
Brown, I guess.
Yeah, good lad.
That was a tricky one.
You had to think if you mix brown and brown, what colour do you get?
Well, brown with an E maybe gives you another colour. Brown though on the outside having to defend from Gareth Tate. And is he going to do that successfully? There was contact last time round, but not this time. They get through there cleanly. And now down the hill they go. Both are still side by side. Who's going to get out on top of this battle?
This ain't going to work. Ah, he made it through. Risk it for a biscuit. There was a lot of risking. Carl Fleet's in the pits. Fluty's in the pits. Gibbons in the pits. VJ Rayner is back out, but he is a lap down. So is James Bostock. But we've got Mark Brown still with Garrity behind him. And then Dan Mould literally, well, couldn't really get any closer to Alan Brown, unfortunately. So is he going to take the inside line in Coppice? He is. Mould not really making the headway. He's got to get into 15th, but he's only got 8 minutes to do it. So it's going to be interesting to see if Dan Mould can make it into 15th place. Next on his list is 2.5 seconds up the road, Jamie Dengal. Of course, Dengal being pulled along by Mark Brown. And at the moment, Mould's still got to get past Alan Brown. Yeah. So it's going to be a tricky one.
Was that a slowdown, though? Because he let him past again. At least it looked like for me that he let him pass.
Yeah, I think he got it on the top there. He's going for pole in race 2, said Tony Turbo. And then Tony said Dark Brown. So I suppose from that point of view, you go. Oh.
The curb goes Brown, and that's him round.
Yeah, this is McCain and Morris in 5th and 6th. That battle for the lead has tightened up a little bit. The two pinks of Ronenberg and Wareham. So I'm going to keep an eye on Mould. He's in 17th. I think he's too far back, you know. I think he's going to end up staying there, Dan. He's 3.5 seconds away from Dengal, and I just don't think he's going to have enough. I can't see him having enough here as Craig Waters and Fraser Garrity. I'm not underestimating him. 3.5 seconds.
This man was minutes. Leading,
yeah,
this man was leading at the beginning.
And he's only got 7 minutes, and he should be pulling out a second a lap. Near enough. I think it's a tall order. I believe it's going to be a tall order for Dan Mould to get into that 15th place. These are the guys he's got to catch. And Mould is just a bit. Well, he's 2.8. We'll check the lap times last time around. Next time, Dengal on a 1:18.24. What is Mould going to put in? 1:17.72.
That's enough. That's enough.
Well,
because the lap times here around 1:16, so that means that we'll get at least another 5 laps.
Well, Dengel's got to put his boots on then, isn't he? Because otherwise he's going to be caught. Lots of battling by everyone. What a start, says Sir Alan Toon. Of course. Alan, will we see you in the MX-5? That's all I need to know. Are you coming back to the world of racing? Are you fit enough? Are you healthy enough, young sir? Let's see there as well. Can't wait for that one if he does. Craig Waters trying to look at going on the defensive. Mark Brown really probably should have looked at making that move. Is he still pulling Dengel along? 5.5 minutes remaining, and Mould's now got 2.17 seconds to make up, and he's got to jump Mark Brown at least for that pole position. So yeah, I'm going to be see
a little bit further back. Callum, well, Milo, not too bad in his first league race ever. Up 6 positions. So what more could you ask for?
Well, not a lot really, but John Brown is asking not to be in a freeway battle there, as John Bostock has crashed. That's Ryan Dudley on the right hand side. They're going to come contact. They're going to make it through. It doesn't matter if they make it through. They're still going to try and go 2 by 2 up the hill. This is not going to go well into Coppice. Are they going to run around the outside along with each other for half of this lap? They are, you know, they are. Dudley knows he's not got the inside line for the chicane, though, mind you. Now come across. You've got the line. Take the inside if you can. Yowzers. That's close.
That was also close to an off track for both of the drivers. Seems like both drivers didn't get it, though. Luckily for them. Now Brown is going to try and slipstream. Can he do something? No, he can't.
No. Oh, he can lose the car like somebody did there. I mean, that was Morris. Was that? Yeah, it was. It looked like Jason Morris. Was it all on his own? That's going to be the question. Oh, McCain's on the outside. Johns is involved as well. Is it? Oh, he's just helped round.
He lost it on his own, and then because he lost it, he couldn't get out of the corner, which, of course, the driver behind didn't expect. You're going to see it here. He's going to spin on himself. And then there we go. There he goes round. And then he just ramps up the brakes, and nothing that Johnson could do, really.
Johnson didn't really have a lot of option with that one, I don't think. He was tight him up to him. Did he brake? That's the question.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. He definitely did. Go off board. You can see the brake lights from the driver. I heard him brake.
You heard him. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. You could hear the revs of the engine just drop down a bit. He did brake.
Gary here with Waters. Mould is now in 16th. Jason Morris is in front of him. Mould's on the inside going into the chicane. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. Mould is in pole position.
There we go.
Mould is in pole position, but Dudley is still up 8 ahead of John Brown, who's up 5. So let's see how this one works out here. Oh,
Told you could do it.
Yeah, well, I did wonder. That's looking back from Dudley's car. That's literally what he is seeing with John Brown, GR86, of course. On the grass goes Dudley. Here comes Brown. Here comes Brown. Where's he going to go? He's going to try and put it out the inside, the outside. Dudley's kind of got him covered off. He's just got to park it in the middle going up the hill. Oh, how is this one going to work, Dan? How is it going to work?
This section of the track not too wide. Now we're coming back onto the straight again. This is an opportunity for him. He has to be closer though if he wants to try something. The chicane not really a point of the track where you want to go into side by side. If he can get a good exit though out of the chicane, maybe he can get Webber on the run to turn 1. So he's going to brake a bit earlier. He's going to follow him through. Can he get a better exit? No, he can't. It actually looks like Webber, or Dudley, sorry, he gets the better exit. Brown not able to do anything about it. And once again, this is going to be frustrating for him, but he's going to be stuck behind Dudley.
Morris is off. It's looking like Morris and Dengal at their own. Well, I'm going to see what happened here. Did Morris lose it on his own? Yes. Did Dengal try to go?
Oh!
It was more sympathy, I think. I think he hit the brakes to try and stop himself. But Dudley's still in front of Brown. We're going to be on the final lap this time around. Ronenberg's coming up round Coppice before we go down along the back straight into 9 and 10. We've still got Smith, Bostock, Flutie, Fleet, Gibbons all in the pits. Rayner's still running, albeit a lap, nearly a lap down. Oh, Brown!
Now hear me out here, James. If we're talking about Mold, in P15 now, he could still get up as high as 12th. It's still a possibility for him. He's in the group. Now, is it going to be doable for him to do that on this last lap? Maybe. But he is in the group, and he is close enough to catch up to P12. So he could get more here.
Well, let's see as they all come round for the last lap there. Alan 2, good names. James, I did an hour in the MX5 this evening at my Friday Frolic, so looking good. Awesome stuff. You can see Roger Morton battling away with Garrity. Garrity's just got past. Mark Brown defending from Daan Mould. Going into turn 1, Mould there, tucked up right behind him, literally as close as he could possibly be. Morton and Garrity also tucked up as well, and here is McCain and Johns. Also battling away here, Dan. Final lap of the race. Ronenberg's coming round Coppice. He's got 2 more corners, and he's going to take a victory in race 1 if he can keep it on track.
Ronenberg, 1.1 seconds is the gap at the moment. Is coming down the back straight now into turn 9 and 10. The oh-so-difficult chicane that has thrown a little spanner in the works for a lot of drivers here this evening already. But it looks like he's going to navigate it, and he's going to come through to take that victory.
Yeah, Eric Ronenberg comes across the line here. He's going to take that victory. I'm keeping an eye in the background there as well. I want to go here. Johnson's going to try and make the move around the outside of McCain.
Oh, no.
Oh!
He tried it. He's got to lose now.
He tried to hold on and defend that position. Daan Mould and Craig Walters. Walters, is he gonna? Mould's going to try and get the run down into the line. Here we go. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Mould over Walters. He carried a lot more speed. And Mould in the end made it into 13th. I'm not sure I would have wanted to get past 15th, to be fair. Because he's now 2 rows back. Or on the second row, I should say.
Well, let's be honest here, James. He overtook them once. Why can he not do it again? I'll just beat starting from a little bit further up the field, and the drivers behind him now. So Walters and Brown starting ahead of him on the front row.
I don't
he
know.
overtook them once. There's no reason why you can't do it a second time.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that. But I can also understand the what can be a catastrophe at the beginning, especially on a rolling. Right, there are your Heat 1 results. We've got Eric Ronenberg in first, Daniel Wareham second, Jono Johnson third, Deck Carver fourth, Jack Johns in fifth, Chris Barnes in sixth, Eugene Webber seventh, Alan McCain in 8th, Brian Dudley 9th, John Brown 10th, Fraser Garrity 11th, Roger Morton 12th, Daan Mould in the end battling away to 13th, Craig Walters 14th, Mark Brown 15th, Daniel Lewis 16th, Elliot James 17th, and Jamie Dengal in 18th place. And beyond that, we've got Jason Morris 19th there on the board with Alan Brown in 20th, Alexander Longo 21st, Callum Milam 22nd, VJ Rayner 23rd place, David Smith 24th, James Bostock 25th, Carl Fleet 26th, Richard Flutie and Stuart Gibbons 27th and 28th place respectively. So there we go. Brief little warm up now. Before we go here, but I think you've got to admit that was somewhat of an absolute incredible opening race there, Dan, I believe.
It was definitely. Now, with a reverse top 15, it's going to be even more exciting than race 1 was. I think Dan Mould got away very early from that start, so he took away a little bit of the chaos that could have gone down at turn 1. Luckily for us, because of course we hope that all the drivers get through the race cleanly. But we also hope to see some fighting, and fighting we saw a lot of fighting in the midfield, especially. You could kind of see that the top 4 or 5 was able to just just get away. And behind that, they were fighting fiercely over every position they could get.
Well, yeah, I can understand that as well, to be fair. Racing all the way through the lead, through the grid, I think is always good. And I think that's where we will see a lot of the action coming up in the next race as well. Well done, Callum. A baptism of fire, says Alan Toon. Definitely. He did well for his first ever league race.
Yeah.
And he is, I'm not going to lie, he's around my SR, right? I'm a little bit higher. But then again, I'm sure Callum will do probably a little bit better. So he's got a big old jump here in, a strength of field that really is quite high. 2K strength of field. He's a K less than that. So he's having a good old go. That's what I like to do, Callum. We have a good old goes at it. Fair play to you, sir.
You can't do more than your best. So it's as simple as that. If there wasn't more in it, then so be it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my best is, really. I don't drive as much as I would love to. I don't. Do you know what? I think, though, right, if somebody said to me that all you can eat for lunch is chocolate spread sandwiches or Nutella sandwiches or whatever you call it, right?
Now I disagree.
Listen, I'm going somewhere. There's a story to this. How long do you think it would be before you got sick of eating chocolate spread sandwiches?
Me personally, 2 days.
Okay, right. Now, this is why I don't drive as often as I do, right? We do a lot of broadcast, Dan, don't we? We do, loads, right? I'm constantly at my desk. I'm constantly doing broadcasts most evenings as well. Do you know the best thing about it for me? Is that moment that I don't have a broadcast and I can take a break. Because, day jobs, right? You go to work 9 to 5, you come home in the evening and then that's it. You forget about it, right? Now, obviously, as you all know, this is now my full-time job. I'm now doing this full-time. It's a lot of the prep work during the day and then broadcast in the evening. But it's nice to take a break. And I think that's why I take a break from sim racing, because I'm smothered in chocolate sauce almost. And that's why I don't drive. That's my philosophy, Dan. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we hardly, as commentators, get any time to practice for events. We need to prepare. We need to know what we're talking about, basically. So we need to do our research. We need to prepare for events, which could take up to an hour at least, usually, if you really want to prepare for something. And to be able to practice alongside all the broadcasts that you are doing, it's just so difficult to find the time to really practice. And going into an official race, let's be honest, James, without practice, never a good idea. You always lose iRating. And what is it all about in iRacing? It's about your iRating. Everyone wants it as high as possible. Now, I do have to be honest. Me with my 2K is as much as I probably can do. My skill range isn't better than that, sadly. So I'm going to have to stay there.
Right. There we go. Philosophies and theories of commentators here in the booth with JPB. Matt Brown is in pole, Craig Waters second, Dan Mould will be in third, Roger Morton fourth, Fraser Garrity fifth, John Brown sixth, Ryan Dudley seventh, Alan McCain in eighth, Eugene Webber ninth, Christopher Barnes in 10th, Jack Johns 11th, Deck Craver down in 12th place. Jono Johnson 13th, Daniel Wareham 14th, Eric Ronenberg 15th there as well. Daniel Lewis is in 16th place. Beyond that, Elliot James, Jamie Dengal, Jason Morris, Alan Brown, Alexander Longo, Callum Milam, VJ Rayner is down in 23rd, David Smith in 24th, James Bostock 25th, Carl Fleet 26th, Richard Flutie 27th, and Stuart Gibbons 28th. I don't think Kieran Gannon is going to take the grid, so fair, hike Kieran, but I don't believe that you're on the grid, so I'm not going to finish off on that one as we now are going for race 2. Top 15 reverse. Dan, you got less than about 30 seconds. Who's going to win? Dan, you're muted.
I knew.
Okay.
I was muted for a reason. I've been a little bit sick lately, but Mould is going to be my winner again. A little bit boring. I know you want to go for that outside winner, but I'm going to go with my man Mould again. again. He's not going to make the same mistake.
I tell you what, if you pick him twice and he bins it twice, that's all on you. Okay?
I will take that.
Good, because I'm not being responsible for Dan Mould spinning twice when you picked him the first time. Mark Brown here with Craig Waters. Brown has gone. He's gone already. He's on the gas. Waters is tucked up right behind him. Mould in third place. Morton fifth. Garrity behind side that in sixth. John Brown in seventh. Is Waters going to make in this move down into turn one? He is. Is there going to be contact? There isn't. They're three wide further back, mind you, with Roger Morton battling away there as well. And Eric Ronneberg is in the mix, battling and fighting down in 14th and 15th. There's a lot of movers and shakers. We'll bring you all of them very, very shortly. But at the moment, the field is led away from Mark Brown, Craig Waters, Dan Mould, Roger Morton, Fraser Garrity, and John Brown, Ryan Dudley behind that as well. And at the moment, again, Dan, everybody seems to have made it through turn one.
Yeah, this time a more compact start, so everyone was closer, but still everyone made it through turn one, which is great to see. Mark Brown, though, leading the way. Mould in third, looking to eye up Walters as soon as possibly. Got past them once, I said already. Why not a second time? Dropping down the order, those Garrity. What has happened to him?
He's got to slow down on the. Yeah, he got to slow down. He got to slow down on Coppice. He took too much and got to slow down there. What is Barnes?
Early on.
Is Barnes going to defend this from Johns? Oh, he is. Keep trying. Dan Mould, Waters, Morton. Tucked up right behind him at the moment. Is Morton going to be looking at making this move down into turn one? Is he going to send it up on the inside? There's no movement so far there from Roger Morton. Johns, is he going to be looking? No, it's going to be Webber, I believe, here with making that move. Oh, Webber goes off. Webber goes off and he goes round. All for good health for Eugene Webber.
He's done it all. That's unfortunate for Eugene Webber. He's going to lose all positions. It's going to be at the back of the field, basically. Yeah, that's going to be a tough race for him.
Yeah, definitely is. You can see the timing difference on the left-hand side. We'll bring you out the gap from the leaders. Literally, it's only 2 seconds down to fifth place, which is John Brown. So, but at the moment, it is Mark Brown leading the way. So we've got, you know, oh, where are you? Oh, who is that?
Longo. Yeah, it is. He held it though. Fair play to hanging on for it. That was a snap and a half. Let's put it like that. I did not expect him to keep that out of the barrier.
No, but I think Longo has held what can only be his end event. Oh, he's done it again.
Yeah.
He's up again. That's
no, I think there's contact. He's waiting. I think he's waiting. There was contact.
Was there though?
It feels like it. He's waiting. So, yeah, fully. There was contact. He's waiting for Greg Walters to let him pass, which is great sportsmanship. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, luckily this time it didn't create a dangerous situation. Sometimes when you do that, James, and you stamp on the brakes, it can sometimes cause a bit of a dangerous situation.
Yeah, he did move over, mind you. He was off the racing line as far against the pit wall as he possibly can be. I'd also like to pick there, Dan, that you picked Dan Mould twice and ouch! McCain and Barnes there. That was a gentle little hello, wasn't it? I think, from Chris Barnes' point of view. Johns is going to make the move. He's now going to be battling away with Ryan Dudley once more. John Brown has got Roger Morton in third place. The reverse grid doing Morton proud here. Fleet is out. Fleet's been off as well. Dan Mould, of course, another one. Carl Fleet, Callum Milam. Looks like they may have been contact together. There's Milam behind in there, in the green and yellow.
These cars, James, seem... Oh, that's a hard fact. These cars, though, James, seem so easily, unsettled. It's unbelievable here this evening. A slight contact on the rear of the car, just on, the bumper of the car, and it just seems to just spin people off the track.
Yeah, Dudley's just got past Roger Morton. Garrett is just trying to make a move over Smith here. These guys are too wide. They're in the middle, coming up the hill, round the left-hander into top coppice. We go at the top. That is them going to be through. Daniel Lewis has had an incident as well. He's dropped all the way down into 25th place. Alan Brown and VJ Rayner. Rayner there on the inside in the blue. He's leaving Brown room. Only just, mind you. He can't come in on him now. He's not alongside just yet. He is now. Don't move on the outside line, Rayner, as he's coming into the final chicane. No, hold it. Hold it, VJ. Oh, he's managed to just, I think.
Yeah, managed to just hang on to it. Almost gets pushed off the track on the straight. And Brown is now under attack again. Can he hang on to it? No, he can't. And that is, well...
Bostock.
Well, yeah, he's passed. Bostock passed. This is a move, though. The over and under, that's what I at least call it. Barnes is going to drop down. Is there a slowdown involved in this? It seems like it. Or was that just the exit that was this bad coming out of the old hairpin?
This is Jono Johnson, Deck Crowther, and also Chris Barnes. Daniel Wareham is in the pink. He's in the front, of course. Johns is down the road. He's battling away with Morton. Is Morton going to defend this? That's going to be more the question. Is he going to defend from Johns, or is Johns going to look at sending it out the inside? Not this time around. Morton's got to get an exit, though. He's got to get an exit. Dudley did not get an exit, but he may have just saved Morton, as he is close enough to pick up a little bit of a draft. He's going to save it from Johns there. But Barnes battling away with Crowther. Barnes on his lights as well. Coming down into... I'm not saying anything about that, Dan.
Mold, down in P22. So I think I have the commentator curse on me too.
I expect Mr. Mold to be messaging me after this, saying, please don't get Dan to come again.
Yeah. I wouldn't blame him, to be honest.
Well, no, I wouldn't blame him either. You just put him in a wall twice.
Yeah. I'm sorry already. I picked him again. I had faith in Dan Mold, and twice this evening it seems like I've properly commentator cursed him. So already my excuse to Dan Mold. Don't come after me, please. Of course, for PayPal, you can be in my DMs. I'll happily just pay it off, so I don't get run after. But
are you gonna? Did you say you're gonna pay him off? What's he gonna blackmail you for doing what exactly?
well, you never know.
Oh, blimey. Help me out here. Somebody in chat has Dan now believes he's part of the Italian mafia and he's going to get put in the back of a van with duct tape from Dan Mold. I don't know what's going on. I think Dan's got a big image of grandeur that's not quite going to happen here. I don't think Mold's going to fly to the Netherlands, Dan, and stick you in the back of a transit.
Watch too much films.
Yeah, I can see. Stay away from the Godfather series.
now, to get off of this conversation, there's a driver in the field. I don't know which driver, but he has a livery of a football club. He has the logo of a football club on the side of his car. Now, I don't know which car or which driver it is, so
Helpful.
don't blame me for it. But I will have a quick scout if I do recognize him in the background, but I do know which football club it is. Now, you living in England, it is an English football club, so I am going to ask you which club it is if we do find the driver.
All right, is it top 5, top 10?
Honestly, James.
You don't know, do you? You have no idea, do you?
No. I saw it in a quick glimpse.
Oh, Barnes and Wareham. This is going to go 3 wide here. It's going to go 3 wide. They are. Wareham, Barnes, Johnson. Johnson's come through. Is he going to take 2 positions? He's going to be squashed out by Wareham. Going down into turn 1. Wareham sends it in deep. Is he going to be able to hold it? He's not. Here comes Barnes. There's going to be contact. Oh, Barnes got a massive overspeed. Oh, he held it, but only just. Jono Johnson now is under attack from McCain. Coming down into the old hairpin. Oh, he can't run in now. Don't run in again. Don't run in again. Don't run in again. He's not, but McCain is off. He's there saving the job on a grass cutting. Elliot James is out. Craig Waters is out. Daniel Lewis is still going, I believe. There is Daniel Lewis. David Smith, of course. Eugene Webber still out on track. There's Dan Mould all the way down in 19th place, unfortunately for him. Stuart Gibbons this time is in 18th place. BJ Rayner in 17th. Al Brown in front of him. Fraser Garrity in front of that as well. And trying to find his car with the logo on the side. Is it that one, Dan?
No, it's not.
Not that one. Right. It's not
very blue car.
Very blue.
Yeah,
I tell you what, you're not really being helpful.
No, it might be the case because the driver might be out. I saw it in a replay, which is never a good thing, a replay usually. That's either a crash or an overtake. But the driver might well be out of the race, James, so don't go searching for it here.
Well, let's have a look and see if it's Flutie. No, it's not Flutie, he's in a Red Bull.
No.
Definitely not him.
Yeah, that livery we all know.
Oh, whoa. No, not that one either. Elliot James gone round. Eric Ronneberg still battling with Jono Johnson. Rick Decquaver, Ryan Dudley. Quaver's just gone up the inside. 8:46 left on the clock. He's now going to chase down Morton. Morton is in fourth. John's in third, of course. Ryan Dudley there. Stuart Gibbons is down. Jamie Dengau's going down the order. He's been off track. Has Mr. Dengau in his Peppa Pig liveried machine. Stuart Gibbons there behind Dan Mould, Dave Smith this time. Dan Mould up into 16th now. That is VJ Rayner. In the mix with Alan Brown. But there's a lot of battles going on here. Crowther and Dudley. 8 minutes left on the clock. Crowther's going to take that inside line into turn one. Is he going to manage to hold it? As James try and picks his teeth up there, or gets a new denture cream and puts them back in, as well. And Ronneberg. Oh, dearie me. Hold on, mate. I'm just sticking them in. You carry on.
Well, this is an amazing battle. A little tap on the back of Warren, though. That in, well, the past we've seen, cars just been spun off track because of a little bit of contact like that. I just heard James put them back in.
Let's make contact. Crowther and Dudley.
Was that together with Ronneberg, or has he just got through? I think Ronneberg just got through of that.
Yeah, that was Crowther and Dudley together here. Oh, tap from Dudley. Crowther manages to hold it. Only just, mind you. John Brown is under attack from Johns running down into turn one. What is Jack going to do here on the left-hand side? Is he going to be taking this inside line over Brown? Is Brown going to give him a load of room? He has done. Johns is going to go through. Brown's going to try and come back at him around the outside, though. Leaving room. He's trying to push it. Brown's, is he going to... He's not going to be able to get it, is he? No. Johns smartly shuts the door on him, Dan.
Yeah, now into the old hairpin. An important corner because this will, well, your run up the hill all is, well, taking shape from there on. Side by side through there. We've seen it gone wrong a couple of times here this evening. Luckily this time, though, they keep it clean. They're going to be 3 wide now coming up to McLean's. Here's this. Yes, it is. A little bit further back, though, side by side as well, between Dudley and Crowther. Who's going to get in from those two? They're still going to be side by side. 3 copies. Is no one going to cop a slowdown there? You saw what I did there, James?
I did. Well, no, yeah, I'm proud of you. I also saw the fact that you put Dan Mould into the wall twice, but we won't talk about that one.
You just had to mention it.
I did, yes. Gives me great pleasure that I'm not the only one commentating cursing somebody when I pick him for the win. And unfortunately for you, you did pick him twice, and twice he ended up in the wall. So Dan, all DMs to Dan Peoples, please, in the SRL Discord. And completely ignore me. He no longer works for JPB. Got nothing to do with me. So
Okay then. Well, off we go.
see you later. Take care. Adios. I'm sure Crowther and Dudley's still at it here, Dan.
Well, Crowther, where is he going to put this car? He's going to put it up the inside of the old hairpin. Yes, he is. Didn't quite go for the move. It was enough, though, to put Dudley off. And that is not going to help his exit out of the old hairpin. Where is Crowther, though, going to be able to make this move? He is here. He's going to have a little look at the inside of McLean's. Not quite able to make it stick. He just can't quite put that move on Dudley to, well, just get past. And it seems like he's a little bit hesitant if he wants to make the move.
Yeah, he's trying, but it depends on where he thinks he's going to be able to send it. That's going to be the problem. Mould and Brown, side by side, go around Coppice. Brown manages to hold the line currently at the moment. Here we go. Now he goes defensive early there, did Brown. He pulled to the left-hand side. So let's see how this one turns out again.
Side by side through the chicane. This cannot end well, can it? Someone's going to hit the curb.
Oh.
That was all over the place, though, for Brown, but Mould in the end, I think, gets through, though. They're still side by side.
He does. He makes it through this time. Wareham and Johnson are still going at each other here.
Fraser Garrity in chat, though, James has said, rib due to VR, so his VR is, failed on it. So that's never very nice, is it?
No, Eugene Webber has now jumped to the pits. Webber has jumped to the pits. Oh, look at this Wareham Johnson battle. This is side by side, and then behind that we've got Dudley and Crowther still going at it. Literally.
He's finally going to get him.
Yeah, he's got him, but look at Barnes going to try and come through as well. If Barnes carries a massive overspeed here, there's going to be a lot that's going to be happening down into the chicane. I've got to be honest here. Johnson, McCain and all that are going to hold it as they are. Dudley's going to try and run around the outside. That's going to jeopardise both of their exits. Barnes is going to, here we go. Here we go, this is what I was talking about. Barnes has got a massive overspeed. Where's he going to put that? GR86 is not, Dudley's lifting. Dudley's lifting.
No, he isn't.
Oh, well, he's not now.
Barnes pushed Crowther, which helped him, and of course Crowther forward. So that's why I think they all of a sudden gained that much speed on the straight. However, Gronenberg, this is for P4 to get him Roger Morton. Gronenberg gets him around the outside. I have to say, for some reason, I do really like the just all pink livery from Gronenberg.
Do you? I think I prefer the Pepper Pig from Dengal, to be fair.
Oh yeah, but there's nothing that you can compare to that livery.
No, definitely not. Oh, Johnson and Wareham. Oh, I don't like how this is looking, I've got to be honest. I'm worried.
Oh, where is he going to get him? He's going to have a little look into the chicane. They're going to run side by side through. We've seen it multiple times. It can be done cleanly, but it is a huge risk you're taking. We're almost entering the last minutes of this race now. They're not going to go through it side by side. Wareham is off the track, though. Misjudges his braking zone and just runs out of the road. Has to cut the chicane. It's going to be slow down for him, too. Now my question is he going to drop back into the clutches of Crowther, though, where Crowther might be able to go for a move. Look at the slowdown. He's going to have to slow down a lot. And that has brought Crowther within 7 cents. A little bit of a mistake on the exit of the first corner. And that's going to bring Deck Crowther, well, back into the picture for P8.
Yeah, Wareham has definitely got, it's whether or not he's got rid of it by now. I would have thought he should have done. But that was definitely going to be a slowdown and an off track and all the other punishments all in one here. But Crowther now with Dudley behind him currently in 9th and 10th. Wareham's in the front. McCain now got Johnson behind him. Let's see how this one turns out here. Is this going to be tidy? Is it going to be not? Let's see what happens. As we're coming around the final lap of the race that Mark Brown is going to take with Jack John second, John Brown in third. 2 Browns. John's sandwiched between 2 Browns.
Well, 1 Brown is winning the race. 1 Brown is trying to make it a Brown 1-2. A lot of Browns there in that sentence. I do apologize. Mark Brown, though, the one leading this race, has now entered the last lap of this race. One more lap he has to survive. John Johnson behind that is going to try and get him. Rottenberg can't do anything about Brown and P3. So it's going to be these three, usually on the podium if nothing crazy happens. However, Johns, though, is closing up to Brown. He's feeling the pressure, I'm sure. A little hello in the background too with his headlights.
Yeah, he's just letting you know he's there, isn't he? You know, I'm sure Jack now is just doing it on purpose, to be honest, because Jack knows I'm not a lover of headlight flashing. So Johnson and McCain. Johnson's looking at the inside line of Coppice there. He's got to give him the room, of course. There is a back marker in front of Mark Brown here. Oh! What was that?
No!
What was that?
I'm not going to comment on that in any way until we've seen a replay from that. But it's going to be Brown who's going to come through to take the victory. I don't think Jack is going to be able to get him before the line. He's not. And Brown is also going to finish in P3. Ronenberg a little bit further back coming through in P4. But what was that on the last lap, the back marker? Would love to see a replay of that because that was chaos on the last straight coming up to
I think it's Bostock.
Yeah.
He's on the grass.
Oh, yeah, Ross. Not, yeah.
Oh!
He did well to avoid it.
Oh!
Did well to avoid him. That was crazy close on the last lap. And almost coming to again.
Oh!
And at this point, you can't make any very rough steering adjustments because you are going to just spin off the track. So very well done to keep that on track. But that was chaos on the last lap.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
And that was almost, James, not a commentator curse, because I said, if nothing crazy happens, they're going to finish P1, 2, and 3 here. But even that almost didn't happen. So next time, for the SRL GR86, I'm going to keep quiet until the cars cross the finish line. I'm not going to pick a winner anymore. I am going to sit on the fence next time because I do not want to have all these drivers coming at me as mad as they are right now, trying to, well, get their piece of me because I commentator cursed them.
Yeah, I think Dan's going to take 2 weeks off, guys. Dan's going to have a couple of weeks off now as well. So there we go. But Mark Brown is your victor with John Brown in second, Jack Johns in second, John Brown in third, Eric Ronenberg fourth, Roger Morton fifth, John O'Johnson sixth, Alan McCain in seventh, Deck Carver eighth, Daniel Ware ninth, Christopher Burns 10th, Dan Mould 11th, Alan Brown 12th, Stuart Gibbons 13th, Daniel Lewis 14th, Ryan Dudley 15th, David Smith is in 16th, Alexander Longo 17th, and Jamie Dengel down in 18th place. Then behind that one as well, VJ Rayner in 19th, James Bostock 20th, Carl Marlam in 21st, Eugene Webber 22nd, Fraser Garrity 23rd, Richard Flutie 24th. These are guys are out. Garrity, Flutie, James, Walters, Fleet and Morris. They are all out. Well done, everyone. I'll see you on the grid for the next round in 2 weeks' time, says Turbo Tony. So, but let's bring in your nearly close winner there, Mark. Welcome into the booth, buddy. Okay, so that was well done on the victory, first off.
Thank you very much.
And just how many pairs of underpants did you need for James Bostock coming across the line?
Man, I would have thought that was it over. Oh, that was so... I didn't even know how I stuck it on the grass and kept it. I thought that was me gone.
You cannot...
Definitely lucky. I said the same thing. I got a bit of luck.
You could not believe how close that actually was. Like, he was so close to you. And we sat and watched it on the cockpit and we were just like, oh no, what's going to happen? And you managed to get it through. But boy, oh boy, did your life flash before your eyes there, bud?
I thought that was it. I was like hoping to get my first win in it, and I was like, oh, this is where everyone else, I got lucky with John and all battling behind me, and I was fit to pull ahead of them a bit, But I enjoyed that. Now that was a good race. Now that was pushing.
Yeah, it
So
definitely was a good race there as well. We'll say that Jack did end up hitting James.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, as he come across the track. You can't really blame Jack for that. There wasn't really a whole load of room for him to go anywhere. So, unfortunately for him, he didn't really have a lot of places to go. So, but Mark, that was absolutely incredible there, buddy. Well done to you and on your victory. I've got to be honest. It was... do you know what I love about reverses, Mark? It does something like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Reverse grids are amazing.
And I got lucky in the first race, and I think I qualified, was it 4th or 5th? And me and Jack actually tapped, and I went off and I tried to fight my way back to 15th, and then with Daan behind me, I was like, Daan isn't going to go for it, is he? But yeah, it was good. Like, me and Fraser and Craig and all there, we were sort of in around the same, just when we packed, like, so. Yeah, I was happy with that, and I enjoyed that race now.
Awesome stuff, Mark. Well, thanks so much for joining me in the booth. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Not just yourselves, you're doing a great job, and for Dan and John putting on this again now. It's good fun now. Enjoy it.
Awesome stuff, Mark.
Look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely is going to be a good one there, bud. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
Take care.
Take care.
Right, let's bring in the man who nearly did not finish in second place. He manages up 9 places. Jack Johns into the booth with me. Good evening, Jack. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Hello, both of you.
How's it been? That was that was an interesting ending.
Yes, it was. I saw it. Obviously, I had a bit more of time to react than Mark in front of me, and I thought he hit him. To be honest, that's how close they were. I thought they'd touched, and I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I guess I've won." And then Mark came back on the track in front of me, and I was like, "No way!" And I just didn't have enough of a run to make a move in the chicane. Nearly got him down the straight, but I don't think it was ever going to happen. That car. I don't know who it was. I just saw a purple car come flying in front of the screen. Yeah, I can't remember if I broke, but I had to dodge him, and then it just happened so fast, to be honest.
I can tell you it was James Bostock, and I can tell you why. He hit the grass on the outside as he was trying to slow down. So as he obviously looked like he broke on the grass, and then unfortunately came straight across the track at you. You know what I mean? I want to ask you a question, Jack. Last time we spoke, you said to me you weren't going to make this series.
Yes. Well, it was fun. It was good fun. It was good fun. Yeah, no, that's true. I did say that.
You did say that.
Yeah.
You told me that you weren't going to make it. It was just nice of Dan and John to let you race in the media day.
It was very nice of them. And then they kept saying, "Why don't you just do it?" And I was like, "Well, because it's 2 a.m. start. It's late." And then they were like, "Yeah, but it's Friday." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a good point." And the racing was really good. And then Arthur was like, "I'm not going to be at the first round, so you can take advantage of that." And I think that's what twisted my arm. So here I am.
No, here you are. Well, Jack, it's a pleasure having you in the booth with me, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before I let you go this evening?
Shout out to Mark, because I think it was him that made contact with in the first race.
Yes, it was.
So a little frustrating I couldn't get him, but it was it is what it is. It was a 1-2 in the end. So well done to Mark. Thank you, SRL, and shout out to the Racing Line.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Jack, for joining me, buddy, and I look forward to probably not speaking to you on Monday, but it's going to be a fun one.
All right. I'll speak to you later.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
All right, Jack John's there as well. Now we're bringing in Roger Morton. I'm sorry if you're staring at a black screen about now. The session has ended and has kicked me out. So unfortunately, where it's game capture, it's a little bit more difficult for me to be able to necessarily do anything. But Roger Morton, welcome into the booth. Hope you're well, sir.
Very good. How are you?
I'm not bad, mate. Not bad. Seen some incredible racing, and overall, it was a really good night for you, wasn't it?
Yes, I had a good night, mate. Yeah, both races had some good battles. Yeah, all in all, it was a very good evening, really. Yeah, that was hard, that last one though.
Was it?
1.5 hours. Yeah, I found it hard, yeah. Just try and keep these quick ones behind me, but I give it my best.
Yeah, it's always difficult.
A few spun off behind me as well, which helped. So,
But
yeah.
you managed to, 5th place, bud. That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad. I'm happy with that, yeah.
Now we go on to, obviously, with TCR's next Friday, isn't it?
TCRs, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know where we are. Where are we?
What do you mean, where are you?
What track are we on?
Barber.
Circuit.
Barber.
Oh, I like that. That's all right, yeah.
Barber Motorsports Park, mate.
Yeah, easy that one, mate. I'll
Yeah.
not on it back.
Yeah, I don't know if that's your configuration though, mate, but yeah, it could be an interesting one. Enjoy that one. I mean, but Roger, it's always a pleasure having you in the booth here, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out to before I let you go?
The team, obviously. Alan's back in his rig now, so big shout out to Alan. Carl for just pushing me for everything I do all the time, and for you guys, obviously, for doing your bit in the booth, and all the SRL boys for putting on a good show, hopefully.
Awesome
For you
stuff,
guys
well.
to watch.
Cheers, Roger, and you take care, buddy, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
See you later, mate.
Well, there you go, Dan. That was Roger Morton into the booth with us as well. Give us a sentence, Dan, before you finish.
A sentence.
Yeah, sentence
great
one.
Opening round.
Okay, that will do. Thank you very much there. So there we go, guys. That is the SRL round one done from Donington Park with myself, James Parfitt, and Dan Pepels in the booth. Don't forget you can subscribe on YouTube to either the SRL TV or the JPB YouTube channel and give it a big old thumbs up and turn on the bells for notifications. But much love to Tony Turbo, Tom Wilson, Mark Draper there as well, VJ Vinod Hirani, Fraser Garrity, Toxic Munchkin, Alan Toon. Much love to you, Robert Stotton and Phil across the pond as always. So, and Callum Milam says, good stream. Much love to you. But we're going to see you tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow afternoon, actually, 12:45 for the IUOM qualifiers on the JPB YouTube channel. So get yourself involved in that one. That's going to be an absolutely one if you're going to come and spend the afternoon. We've got 6 races lined up, 4 qualifying heats, 2 final heats, and it's going to be absolutely incredible there as well. Then we've got the Revival 1950s F1 from the Belgian Grand Prix and also the VWSC kicking off tomorrow as well. But for now, guys, from myself, James Parfitt and Dan Pepels, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, might see you on a track sometime. Good night.